Welcome to Life by Design for Chiropractors, episode 144.
Welcome to Life by Design, the podcast for chiropractors. Here's your host, Dr. Jamie Richards.
Welcome to Life by Design for Chiropractors. I'm your host, Dr. Jamie Richards. Yesterday, I sent out an email to my email list, and it had a very simple message, and it said, name in the subject line, so mail merged the name, followed by a body that had name again, and it said, it's been 6 weeks since we made spots available, period. Next line. We have 4 spots available for a case review and possible biostructural assessment. Next line. Would you like one? Signed off, Dr. Jamie, sent it off. Within, I would say, an hour, we had 4 replies back that said, yes, please, yes, here's my phone number. And over the course of yesterday and today, it's tallied up to a total of 7 requests for case reviews and possible biostructural assessments. What's my point? So, from a marketing standpoint, strategic standpoint, about once a month, every 6 weeks, depending on when we catch up with our new cases, I'll send an email out to my list, both inactive list and leads list. And I'll simply say, we have X number of spots, and authentically, we have X number of spots over the course of the next 2 weeks, and I'll send that out. So I'm not suggesting you say, we have 3 spots, and every single month you have 3 spots just magically at the same time. So we'll send that out, and it's amazing, really, when you see it at work. It's almost like magic. But it's not. If you think about the way the message is constructed, it lands in somebody's inbox, it's got their name mail merged into the subject, and it's an open-ended question. We'll even have people reply back and say, no, I'm not interested right now. I had one person reply back and say, I'm not interested right now. My husband was just in an accident, but we'd both like to come and see you. Can you contact us in 2 months? And so, in addition to those 7 new patients, 1 directly called the practice because they didn't want to miss out on those 4 spots. Now, we will legitimately have a difficult time putting all of those new patients in prior to holidays and some of these other things. So this is going to extend for quite some time for us. But my point is this. You have to nurture your list. When it comes to marketing conversions, a lot of times people think about, this person got on my email list or they contacted my practice, and I would expect them to schedule a new patient appointment instantaneously. And while that does happen, if you think about the top of the funnel, only a few percentage points of people are ready to buy anything. So whether it be chiropractic or fitness or any product, large or small, a small percentage of people are ready to buy now. And you have this other huge percentage of people progressively moving through the tiers, whether it be they're problem aware, whether it be they have no idea that they have a problem, and they simply need to be nurtured. If I look at the cases that replied back, 3 of the cases, 3 of the replies that we received back were on my email list for over 3 years. 3 years. And if you think about that, they've likely received, if I had to make a lowball estimate, they've likely received minimum 150 emails from me, more likely 200 plus emails from me. Now, not sure how many they opened or how often they engaged, but the fact is we had to nurture those people. And it's an aspect of marketing that a lot of docs completely miss. I mean, we're looking for the next new patient. We're, in need of a new patient, and there's lots of reasons for that. A lot of times, you don't have a new patient problem. I've said in the past that if you have less than 7 new patients a month, I think you have a legitimate new patient problem. If you have more than 7 new patients a month, there's other problems in your practice that you would do well with spending time on solving. If you had 7 new patients a month and you accepted 80% of those cases, although it may not be an abundance of cases, accepting 6 out of every 7 new cases, as an example, over the course of many months and having great retention of those cases, you can build a practice. I know from experience, I built my practice that way for a long time. And it was only the last few years that marketing has been something that we've dug into and really figured out, if you will. And so how do we do this? How do we nurture? Well, I think number one is the mindset that you're going to have to nurture these people. And when you're creating your marketing and you're developing your strategy, a lot of the ads that I see, a lot of the posts that I see from chiropractors, they're very needy. They're very much about, come see me right now, $29 examination. And I get if you feel as though you need new patients in order to pay the bills, there's probably better ways to get them, getting out, building relationships, the hustle and the grind, if you will. But you have to be careful about the marketing that you create that goes beyond just, the day you're posting. Remember, people are seeing these posts over and over. If you're paying for advertising, people are seeing these posts hundreds of times in some cases, depending on how long these ads are running. And you're getting classified in people's minds as a certain type of practice. And when you run ads for $29 examinations and they see you competing with other people running them for 28 and 27 and 26, and this race to the bottom, they're framing you in their mind in that place. And of course, you know what it's like when something is cheaper and cheaper and cheaper and cheaper, especially when you're talking about a high-ticket item, a high-value service like chiropractic. The better solution here is taking a step back. Number one, figuring out if you actually have a new patient problem, and if you do, see if there's other avenues that you can use to solve that in the meantime, while you generate and create a healthy marketing strategy that you can be consistent with in creating content and follow-ups, whether it be video content, blog content, live videos, podcasting. There's all kinds of ways to create traffic and all kinds of ways to build an audience and be legitimately and authentically helpful. One strategy we've used even in our ads over the past couple months is writing our ads in terms of being helpful. So writing our ads like a blog post, writing our ads in a sense that they solve a problem for people. So when they're reading the ad, yes, there may be an opportunity for them to click a button and opt into something where we can capture their email and start marketing to them directly. But the ad itself is helpful versus, come and see me, come and see me, come and see me. Now, there's a time and a place for that. Most often in retargeting campaigns, retargeting people who have watched your videos, a certain amount of your videos, been on your website or been on your website for a period of time. So they're remarketing to a list. So there are great ways to do that and to put an offer in front of people. But when we're talking about cold marketing as an example, really, the goal has to be ultra helpful. And then the same thing when we talk about nurturing, emails upon emails upon email marketing is still, other than face-to-face selling, it's still the best conversion that you're going to get in the sales process. So that's what I want you to think about for this week and to really consider is, one, obviously you need to have a marketing strategy, but two, from a mindset perspective, really thinking more about how can I create value for my community? How can I solve problems for my community without the direct need for an exchange of a phone number and a scheduled appointment? Know that without tapping into the other 90%, you are missing a massive amount. I think back to 2-3 years ago where I didn't have a lot of new patients coming from online marketing, but I was still doing it and I was capturing emails and I was emailing once or twice or 3 times a week and sending out valuable information and, running, video-based ads that were helping people solve certain problems. And here we are now 3 years later, and I run a 9-word email, as we call it, to our list, 7 new patients. So that's where that comes from. That's how that occurs. It's not as if magically I had a trick to get 7 new patients. As I said, many of those people were on our list for an extended time. Only a few of those were newer to the list. So give that some consideration. Make sure you're emailing your list. Make sure you have a list. Make sure you're finding ways to build your list. And really, when it comes down to it, you're going to have to get to work. And you're going to have to be consistent. You're going to have to do it repetitively over and over and over again. All right, guys? So until next time, thank you for listening to Life by Design for Chiropractors, the voice of reason in chiropractic.